Good afternoon. Thank you for being here, and this is a regular meeting of the Board of Trustees of the El Paso Community College. And it is today, Wednesday, August 30th, 2023 at 4:36. And this regular board meeting is being held at the Administrative Service Center located at 9050 Viscount Boulevard, Board of Trustees, A200, El Paso, Texas 79925, and will be viewable through the EPCC YouTube channel. Refer to the link https://www.youtube.com/user/go-EPCC. This meeting is now called to order. Ms. Pam, will you call the roll, please?
Yes. Mr. Uxer.
Here.
Ms. Nájera.
Here.
Ms. Sanchez.
Here.
Dr. Graham.
Here?
And we have board members that are absent this evening, Mr. Haggerty, Mrs. Robles, and Ms. Pena.
Thank you. And can we get Mr. Ortega to lead us in the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Google it, there's no comma.
Thank you, sir. Approval of the minutes.
These are for approval of the minutes of June 30th, special board meeting, June 30th, regular board meeting, July 26th, regular board meeting, and August 17th, special board meeting.
Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
And a second?
Second.
A motion to approve. Any discussion? Okay. Call the-
Mr. Uxer.
Here. Aye, whatever.
Ms. Nájera.
Aye.
Ms. Sanchez.
Aye.
Dr. Graham.
Aye. Do we have anyone signed up for open forum?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Item 1.7, presentations by individuals, groups, and organizations. Item 1.7.1, Dr. William Serrata, college president, will recognize individuals who have retired from El Paso Community College.
Dr. Graham and members of the board, today we recognize Ms. Barbara Hicks, our testing coordinator with the testing services. Ms. Hicks joined El Paso Community College over 29 years ago through the work-study program. She's had a distinguished career at EPCC, and aside from a brief period with the El Paso Procurement Outreach Center, CBS Small Business Development Office, Ms. Hicks has spent most of her career with the Testing Services Department. She began her career with testing services as a testing assistant in October 1994 and earned her position as testing services coordinator in 2001. In April 2019, Ms. Hicks became the interim director of testing services until March 2020, when she returned to her role as testing services coordinator. Over the years, Ms. Hicks also achieved her academic goals by earning her Bachelor's of Science in Management and Computer Information System from Park University in March 2002. In October 2007, she earned her Master of Arts in Management and Leadership from Webster University. Ms. Hicks would like to thank her colleagues and mentors for their support and encouragement as she pursued her educational goals. Throughout her time at EPCC, Ms. Hicks participated in many different programs such as the EPCC Leadership Academy and EPCC Staff Retreat, where she served as a facilitator for 3 years. Ms. Hicks participated in the Library Leadership Development Institute, Grow Our Own Area Librarians, our goal, and the Librarian in Training program. She also assisted with the EPCC Black History program, Choir Night, and was an active NCTA, National College Testing Association member. We would like to recognize Ms. Hicks for all she did to support the faculty, staff, and most importantly, the students during her 29 years at El Paso Community College. Ms. Hicks played an important role in administering countless exams for instructors and providing an excellent testing environment for students. Ms. Hicks has been a great colleague and leader, and the College and Testing Services Department will miss her greatly. We wish Ms. Hicks all the best as she moves on into the next chapter in her life, where she plans to take on some home improvement projects, travel, visit family members across the United States, and spend time with her son, daughter, and 19-year-old grandson. Congratulations, Ms. Hicks. You're right, it's there. Yes, thankfully.
Item 1.7.2, optional presentations will be made by the presidents of the Classified Staff Association, the Professional Staff Association, Faculty Association, and the Student Government Association.
Dr. Burnham.
Welcome. Dr. Wang?
Hi, members of the board, deans, vice presidents, everybody else. Last spring and just last week, we held elections for Faculty Association. Last spring, we had elections for the Faculty Association Executive Committee and the campus senators. And last week, we had elections for the division senators. So I asked as many as who could make it here to introduce themselves to you. Of course, I suspect you already know me. Albert Burnham, re-elected president. So I'm going to ask everybody to give their name and their position and which campus or division they represent.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Pat Barrientos, and I'm very happy to have been re-elected as Vice President of the Adjuncts. I am from Trans Mountain, and I want to thank all the administration, President Burnham, and the full-time faculty as well as adjuncts for all their support over the years. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Good afternoon. My name is Sandra Cuevas. I am the elected secretary, and I teach math at Valle Verde. Thank you.
Congratulations.
I'm Isela Castañon-Williams, and I'm a senator from Valle Verde for Dr. Pagel's division, and I'm also the parliamentarian for the Faculty Association and Faculty Senate.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Manuela Gomez. I'm a philosophy professor, and I'm a senator for Valle Verde. Thank you for your support.
Greetings, my name is Crystal Robert. I am the Senator for the Communication and Performing Arts Division at Valle Verde under Dean Guerra. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Ahmed Kashmar. I'm the adjunct senator at Mission Del Paso, and I also teach math at Mission Del Paso. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mr. President, members of the board. My name is Wayne Diggs, and I am a full-time faculty at the Rio Grande campus, and I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to serve.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Myra Childress. I am full-time at the Rio Grande campus. I teach government, serving as Senate.
Congratulations.
Hello, James Stepp. I'm faculty senator for the Northwest campus, and I also teach government. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Tim Watkins, and I'm the campus senator for Trans Mountain, and I teach speech.
Good afternoon. I'm Margaret Rodriguez. I'm the program director for surgical technology and representing the health careers at Rio Grande campus.
My name is Kim Diaz, and I teach philosophy from Mission.
Hello, I'm Mary Helen Favela. I'm a counselor at the Valle Verde campus, and I'm the newly elected senator representing counseling.
Hello, my name is Adrian Morales. I'm in my second year as a EPCC Libraries Senator. Thank you.
Congratulations.
We have approximately 35 senators, and it's kind of a short notice, so as many came as they could. Reelected last April as full-time Vice President, Elizabeth Acosta. She could not make it. She sends her regards. She is recovering from COVID. And on behalf of the faculty, I'd like to thank the board for the 6% pay raise. Yay!
You know that comes with very high expectations.
Yes, ma'am. You hear that, folks? High expectations, 6% raise. Thank you, folks. Appreciate it.
Thank you all for everything that you do for our students and each other. We appreciate you very much.
Test, test, test. Testing one, test. Sorry for the inconvenience.
No worries.
Any others?
I don't think there's anyone else today. No. Item 1.8, communications. Item 1.8.1, discussion and review of data, statistics, policies, and general information related to El Paso Community College by the Board of Trustees. Item 1.8.1.1, Dr. William Serrata, College President, will present an update on the donation from the National Philanthropic Trust.
Dr. Grant, members of the board, you all know that we've been working on this for quite some time. We really want an opportunity to let the community know, let our faculty and staff know as well, on the creation of the Student Success Endowment Fund. So I'll run through it briefly, make sure I do it correctly. Yes. So the college I received a confidential email back on the 7th of April of 2021. It was actually in Austin for a TAC meeting, and received an email that seemed rather cryptic, but chose to respond to the email, and that was followed up with a phone call from representatives from the National Philanthropic Trust that indicated that there was an interest in a gift for El Paso Community College. No indication of who the gift was from, and proceeded to move forward. Was let know that this was a confidential process, was allowed to let the board know, kept the board abreast of where we were. That was on the 7th of April. After a series of phone calls, on the 6th of May of 2021, $30 million was wired into the college's resources from Mackenzie Scott. Certainly an honor for us to be recognized. Again, I saw other organizations within the greater El Paso area that Ms. Scott chose to provide gifts to. And I thought, well, the college does good work. Maybe our time will come. And sure enough, got that email followed up by several phone calls, and then essentially received the $30 million gift that had no restrictions on the college on how we were able to use the funds. The administration, Mr. Flores, Ms. Shaughnessy, as well as I, provided recommendations to the board with regards to what we thought would be in the best interest of the board. Fortunately, the board concurred. We chose to set up and establish a scholarship fund that we would be able to use the proceeds for that. So the college established the Student Success Endowment Fund. It is the $30 million, the grant of $30 million will go into that and segregated and held in that trust. The trust will be deposited, and the interest earned would be what would fund the endowment for student success. This, from lots of discussion with legal counsel as well as the board, this would be focused on college degree completion, CTE certifications, as well as a student emergency fund. The establishment of the endowment fund for the grant award shall be segregated and held in a trust account. 90% of that will be dedicated to awarding scholarships annually. I would anticipate that we will be ready to begin with the annual distribution for the fall of '24 as we continue to move forward in the planning and establishing all of the intricacies that we need to establish. The board indicated that 9% of that fund, of the proceeds from that fund, would go to student emergency related needs. We may have students that don't need tuition and fees, but they have an emergency, their car breaks down, they need childcare resources, and so the board was adamant that we establish this part. 9% would be dedicated to that. The remaining 1% would be reinvested into the fund in order to try and maintain the worth of that respective fund. So many of our board members felt that we needed to ensure the power, the purchasing power of that fund remained, and we wanted to move that forward. We also established that the fund may accept other gifts and grants. So if the college receives, and we may solicit additional resources that could go towards this, and again, they would go into the corpus, and the residue of that, the resources that it generates would go into the Student Success Endowment Fund. Again, that would allow us to award scholarships in perpetuity. The board will appoint a committee which will report and be subject to the board. We will, I and the administration will recommend college appointees to serve on that executive committee, again, that will report to the board. And the executive committee will have the authority to create and direct the investment strategies towards that endowment. The board has made it very clear, and legal counsel has provided the language to ensure that future boards as well as future administrations will not be able to use these resources save for the scholarships in perpetuity as well as in the emergency grant for students. That is where we are. We are going to continue to move forward in establishing the committee. We will make a recommendation to the board on who should be in that committee. Again, the resources will stay as a part of the college. They'll be distributed into this endowment fund. I also provided to the board a breakdown of the resources that have been generated to date. Now, obviously, in today's economy, given inflation and interest rates rising, we've been able to generate a significant amount of resources for this so that we have an amount that we can begin to award scholarships beginning with the fall 2024 session. That is where we are with the endowment fund. I'm happy to respond to any questions that the board may have or any comments that the board would have. We were, by far, this is the largest gift that the college has ever received. Again, we were thrilled. We were one of 8 community colleges during this particular round from Mackenzie Scott's Foundation that was awarded. El Paso Community College as well as San Jacinto College in Pasadena received the largest gifts of $30 million each. Again, a tribute, and based on the conversations that I had with the Philanthropic Trust, it was based on our commitment and our results with regards to student success. So I'm happy to respond to any questions that the board may have. Or I'll call Mr. Flores to help me with those as well.
Any
questions?
Yes, sir.
I forgot, or at least I don't remember from our discussions. Is there a requirement on the board that
the board actually, as part of the executive committee, include legal counsel?
That it include legal counsel for the committee?
Did we discuss that, and did we make that requirement?
So, Mr. Upshur, what occurred was when we were looking at having this separate and apart from the college, then the board, based on legal counsel's advice, would have had the opportunity to appoint a board member. This will stay within the college's resources proper, will not be transferred, and therefore the board, this committee will report to the board as a whole. So we will not have a board member that will actually serve on it. We will report to the board directly and provide the entire board with all of the information.
So our legal counsel for the community college functionally will serve as legal counsel for the activities of the executive committee for questioned legal issues.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mr. Ortega is nodding, so I would say yes, sir.
Any other questions?
I was just going to make a comment that 30 million is significant, and in terms of Ms. Scott selecting the El Paso Community College, I think that really is a testament to, first of all, I think the students that we serve here in this region, and then of course the staff and the administration, how we're handling that, what our caliber of excellence has been. So it's really, I think, a really exciting and a big honor to receive this. And I think we saw on this PowerPoint presentation that the award was received back in May of 2021. We are posted for action coming up shortly, but I would want it just to put on the, on the public's radar and of course on the record that it took a lot of time for us to sit down and to really think through what we wanted to see, how this was going to look at, how would we ensure that this would continue on in perpetuity, would continue on if members of the administration, once we're gone, would leave, so that there wouldn't be anyone that would come after us to change what we felt was essential to how this money was going to be spent, which was first and foremost on student scholarships and student needs. And I think that is very much a reflection of what our philosophy was in going into establishing this particular program. And so, big deal, super excited. I do feel that this is a game changer for the college and will really make a difference in the lives of a lot of the students that we are so privileged to serve. So very, very exciting.
I want to thank the board for all of the time and effort that they've put into this, as well as Mr. Ortega and our legal counsel, to guide the institution to ensure, as you indicated, that these resources would go on in perpetuity long after all of us have left the institution, that there would be scholarships that will be, and grants and/or scholarships. We want to make sure that we don't want anyone not to apply thinking that I have to have a 4.0 or think of that nature, but they'll go on in perpetuity long after all of us have served our time at the institution, that this will move forward and be something that will be with the institution forever.
And to that end, I was just going to say that when the money had come in, there were no strings attached in the sense of they dictated exactly how we were supposed to spend that money. The decision to make how we were going to spend that money came from, of course, consultation with the administration and then, of course, with the board to really envision how we wanted to see this. And so that isn't to say that there is no accountability. We will be having reports once the executive committee is selected. We will have regular reports on how that money is spent, how much each year, the students that are applying, the students that are not applying, and what we need to do better to ensure that everybody at least has a piece of this pie. So.
And absolutely, Ms. Sanchez. And I'd also indicate that, the administration, we thought of scholarships. The board was very wise to think of, well, what about emergency funds that students may need that are not tuition and fee-based? What if a student has a breakdown with their vehicle and they need a couple of $100s to fix something on that? So kudos to the board for establishing the emergency fund as part of this, setting aside 9% of the proceeds that it generates annually. It will all be invested in one account. 90% will go towards grant scholarships. 9% would go towards an emergency fund that would be established, and then 1% would be reinvested into the corpus of the endowment.
And with that, I'd like to thank Dr. Serrata and our legal counsel because they were very patient with the board. It led to, we had quite a few discussions and decisions, and we went all over the place for a while, but it was always student-focused. And when we arrived at the decision, it stayed student-focused. So thank you to the board, and thank you to you and the legal counsel for all the assistance. We'll make good use of this money.
Item 1.9, Board of Trustees business. Item 1.9.1, discussion and action to approve a resolution regarding the creation of endowment fund from the charitable grant to the college from the National Philanthropic Trust.
Motion made?
Second.
Any discussion? I only have a question. Is that going to be available for to the public?
Yes, ma'am. As we establish it and as we move forward in an effort to have this up and ready to go for the fall of '24, we will begin to advertise it to the community in the spring as they're enrolling for the fall. And so we'll make sure that we market it, that we ensure the public knows of it as well.
Is the resolution in the backup? I didn't notice that. And if not, can we just include it on the website? So in case individuals want to see and get into the specifics of the resolution, I think that would be helpful if we could just include
Absolutely,
that.
yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Did you get that, Ms. Penn?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Mr. Uxer.
Aye.
Ms. Nájera.
Aye.
Ms. Sanchez.
Aye.
Dr. Graham.
Aye.
Item 1.9.2, discussion and action to authorize Dr. William Sarata or his designee to execute a letter of support and/or no objection on behalf of the college to designate a foreign trade zone to include a location at 901 Logistics Center Court, Building 3, Socorro, Texas, 79927. And I believe, Dr. Graham, that we have an individual here from the city of Socorro that can address any questions you all might have.
Do you want to give us a quick overview?
Good evening, Board, President. My name is Jose Quiñones. I represent the City of Socorro. The City of Socorro is embarking on creating a U.S. foreign trade zone. This will be the second municipality in the county of El Paso that is creating a foreign trade zone here. The city is requesting a letter of support of no objection from the community college. This is the last of all the tax entities that we're approaching, and all of them have been very participatory. And just want to try and answer any questions. I do have a short presentation that I'd like to go over quickly. All right, oops. Quickly there. All right, thank you. All right, so we started this process back in 2022, applying to the U.S. Foreign Trade Zones Board. It was docketed in January. We have submitted it for public comment. It was approved without, it passed all public comment. It is now in the final stage of approval of the application. And we expect that our grant of authority will be coming through by early October. We have a company that is very interested in participating and moving on, and because of the logistics, the new logistics parks that is opening in Socorro, it's known as the Socorro Logistics Center, located off of Nuevo Hueco Tanks Road. This is just kind of a quick overview for those of you, what is a foreign trade zone? I just put it up there just for information. But we do work very closely with our partnerships. Obviously, the El Paso Community College is a big part of it, and as part of our economic recovery efforts, we do get involved with various agencies and support subunits of EPCC here. I won't go into that, but I just want to make sure that you understand is that what is this project about? It is a request for MBM, which is known as a minor boundary modification. The project will be located at the logistics park. This is for the company that we're creating in MBM. The company needs it because they're moving forward. They're expanding in Socorro. They will occupy a building of over 400,000 square feet. Let me correct that in the third bullet, over 400,000 square feet. And they're consolidating their operations in the El Paso area into Socorro. Currently, they do have 45 employees. When they go into Socorro, they will be expanding, obviously, and creating more jobs as they move forward with their expansion. Pilot Freight Services is an international company. It is part of it's a unit of Maersk. Everybody knows what Maersk is. It's a global company with over 100,000 jobs in the United States alone. So our request is basically a letter of support. And I'd like to answer any questions if you have any. Thank you.
Any questions?
Administration view?
Yeah, we're in favor. The administration supports this.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Other question?
Mr. Uxer?
Aye.
Ms. Nahara?
Aye.
Ms. Sanchez?
Aye.
Dr. Graham?
Aye.
Section 1.10 Board Reports. Item 1.10.1 Treasurer's Report. No action is required. Item 1.10.2 President's Report. Item 1.10.2.1 Dr. William Serrata, College President, will update the Board of Trustees and audience on recent events that have transpired at El Paso Community College.
Good evening once again, Dr. Graham, members of the board. The College Readiness Mentors visited Fabens Middle School as they hosted their open house night. The mentors had an information table set up for both parents and students. This event reinforces the idea that enrolling in college is fun and easy at an early age. The mentors also attended Career Day at Huey Elementary School. During the event, the mentors talked to students about the importance of attending college. They also answered any questions and concerns that they had about college. These kinds of events are a great way to introduce college to students at a very young age. The Memorias de Silencio released their latest book at the Consulate General of Mexico. Memorias de Silencio is a project that provides creative writing workshops to immigrant farm workers and their families who are finishing their GED at EPCC. Daniel Rios Lopera, HEP camp instructor, mentioned that the book showcases the students' incredible talent and provides a tangible representation of their hard work. Through the power of the written word, they raise awareness of the challenges faced by this marginalized group, inspiring others to act. We value all members of our community and believe that creative writing is a powerful tool for improving our students' lives. Congratulations on your inspiring book, and we look forward to reading it. Vanessa Ramirez, Program Coordinator for Fashion Technology, designed a custom look for Miss New Mexico. In one of her Miss USA campaign videos, Miss New Mexico also features a costume designed by fashion student Yasmin Atkins. Jose Sainz, fashion instructor, and Vanessa Ramirez are working with the El Paso Museum of Art on an iconic, unique project for Dia de los Muertos to be revealed in October. The Trans Mountain campus hosted the 2023 Math, Science, and Engineering Improvement Program for early college high school students from July 3rd through July 31st. Students designed and conducted hands-on scientific research projects on isolating and identifying antibiotic-resistant bacteria from food, water, and soil. They also participated and competed for awards at the 2023 EPCC Summer Research Symposium on August 1st, where they interacted with students and faculty from EPCC's Rise to the Challenge Bridge program, UTEP, University of Texas Houston School of Public Health, and NMSU. Keynote speakers at the symposium were Dr. Juan Aguilera from UT Health, who presented Pathways to Public Health, Exploring Environmental Exposure, Nutrition, and Metabolic Health Disparities, and Ms. Stephanie Gutierrez, a former EPCC Rise to the Challenge Bridge Scholar who is now a UTEP PhD student. Several students were also recognized for their presentations. Congratulations on this great event. I'm happy to report that the Small Business Development Center participated in a productive and impactful visit from Administrator Isabel Casillas Guzman from the Federal Small Business Administration, Congresswoman Escobar, and other small business resource partners. Administrator Guzman's visit was marked with enthusiasm and a genuine desire to understand the challenges and triumphs of small business owners. She engaged in an open and candid discussions with various small business owners, including SBDC client Amit Ghosh, owner of Bright Soul Tech Incorporated, a design and development technology company. Administrator Guzman's visit focused on gaining valuable insight into the resiliency of El Paso's small business community and emphasized the SBA's commitment to providing continued guidance and support. EPCC's Contract Opportunity Center Apex Accelerator held its annual procurement and contracting symposium at the ASC. It's considered one of the far West Texas and southern New Mexico's premier networking events. The symposium provided a venue for regional businesses that brought together buyers, contractors, and suppliers with federal, state, and local agencies to build relationships and raise awareness of government contracts. Over 225 attendees participated in sessions or set up vendor booths. The Contract Opportunity Centers would like to thank Congresswoman Escobar and State Senator Blanco for sending messages of support delivered at the symposium. Ms. Mary Yanez, I saw her in the audience earlier, Director of the Senior Adult Program, was selected as a Texas Silver-Haired Legislature member and appointed to the Human Services Committee and the Elections and Credentials Committee, where she will serve as Vice Chair. Supported by the Texas House and Senate, the Silver-Haired Legislature meets in the Capitol once each biennium to produce a legislative report and recommend legislation to assist mature Texans in achieving happier, healthy, safer, and more independent lives. Congratulations, Ms. Yanez. EPCC's 6th annual Connecting the Dots Conference was held this past Friday at the Valle Verde campus. Connecting the Dots is designed for professional and personal development for tutors and academic support staff. It's a gathering that promotes collaborative partnerships between faculty, staff, and tutors to benefit all EPCC students. The Connecting the Dots Conference featured many excellent topics, including peer-to-peer sessions to share proven strategies to increase student engagement and success, faculty presentations that offer tutoring tips, and other topics that increase staff effectiveness, safety, and wellness. Over 150 academic tutors and support staff attended the conference this year. Kudos to Ms. Lucia Rodriguez and the team for an excellent event. The Rio Grande mathematics professor Gabriel Mendoza was invited to speak at the 2023 League of United Latin American Citizens, or LULAC, Youth Convention and Exposition on August 4th. Mr. Mendoza had the opportunity to address over 150 students and delivered an inspirational message as a first-generation college graduate. With 20 years of experience, he spoke about science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, or STEM, in higher education. He also covered topics of financial aid, determination, the benefits of majoring in STEM, tutoring, scholarships, and fellowships. For example, the GEM scholarship, if awarded, the STEM scholars would receive generous financial assistance, relieving the burden of tuition and fees and living expenses. Congratulations, Professor Mendoza, and thank you for the great work representing EPCC. Command Sergeant Major Diamond Huff visited the Rio Grande campus, EMT labs, and Army paramedic cohort. Huff is the Command Sergeant Major from MedCom in Washington, D.C. for the Army Surgeon General. Thank you to Mr. Tim Groover, Ambulance Coordinator, and Mr. Tony Ayub, EMT Program Coordinator, for providing a tour of the facilities, highlighting the program, and coordinating the successful site visit to showcase EPCC's great program. Congratulations to 8 EPCC STEM students who were selected to conduct summer scientific research at UTEP, UT Austin, Rotan, Honduras, Monteverde, and Costa Rica for the 2023 Louis Stokes Alliance for Minority Participation Summer Research Academy program. The program ranged from studying the effect of climate change and developing more effective TB vaccines to synthesis and characterization of uranium halides. At the end of the summer, students had the opportunity to present their research and findings during the LSAMP conference hosted at UTEP. Congratulations on this great opportunity. Since the last board meeting, I've participated in over 60 virtual and/or in-person meetings, including 4 Texas Association of Community College meetings, a TAC and coordinating board, CFO formula funding, question and answer, a Zoom meeting that occurred, a meeting with TAC President and CEO Ray Martinez and Dr. Kays, who will become the TAC Chair in October, a TAC and coordinating board joint financial aid for SWIFT transfer, Q&A Zoom webinar, as well as a TAC board chair meeting. I met with Dr. Hernandez, the Sol Ross State University president, attended the Aspen Vision Exchange Conference, attended the TASB post-legislative seminar. I want to thank Dr. Graham, Dr. Moe, Ms. Field, as well as Ms. Marin from Legal Counsel for also attending that seminar. Had the opportunity to provide welcoming remarks at the 8-week training event for Mission del Paso. This is the 8-week sessions that they implemented that are in effect for this fall. Participated in a HERDY Think Space meeting. Met with Commissioner Coronado to discuss the potential for an El Paso County Promise Program. Thank you to Dr. Amaya and Vice President Flores for joining me. Attended a Central Business Association luncheon with guest speaker Congresswoman Escobar. I want to thank Ms. Sanchez, Mrs. Robles, and Ms. Nájera for representing the board. Participated in the Lumina Audit and Finance Committee meeting. Attended a general board meeting for the Workforce Solutions Borderplex. Met with Representative and Vice Chair Dr. Gonzalez. And then had the honor of being recognized. I want to thank Dr. Mitchell as well as Dr. Moe for the nomination. Had the honor of being recognized as the 2022 Citizen of the Year from the Military Order of World Wars, El Paso chapter. The Military Order of World Wars is a community service-oriented veteran organization for officers of the armed services. It was founded over 100 years ago in 1919 by General of the Army's John J. Blackjack Pershing at the conclusion of World War I. Its membership includes commissioned and warrant officers from the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guard, including active duty, retired, reserve, and former officers. I provided testimony to the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board, after which the board approved all of House Bill 8 emergency rules last week. And so House Bill 8 is moving forward. Attended the Lumina Board of Directors meeting, participated in an interview for the Texas Student Success Council, and attended welcome days that Dr. Amaya and his team have provided at several of our campuses. It's really good to see so many students on our campuses excited for the first week of classes. Kudos to Dr. Amaya and his team for a great event. That concludes my report, and I'm happy to respond to any questions that the board may have.
Any questions? Congratulations on that award. It's very interesting.
Thank you to Dr. Mitchell and Dr. Moe.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but you were also chosen to be the keynote speaker for the Socorro ISD Father-Son Conference coming up in September, correct?
That is correct, yes, ma'am.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Any other comments? No? Okay.
Item
Thank you, sir.
1.11 consent docket. This includes item 3.2.
You have a motion?
Motion to approve?
Second.
Call the question.
Mr. Uxer.
Aye.
Ms. Nájera.
Aye.
Ms. Sanchez.
Aye.
Dr. Graham.
Aye.
Okay, Section 2, Administration. Item 2.1, CDB Local TASB Policy is presented for second reading and approval.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Any discussion? Questions? No?
Mr. Uxer.
Aye.
Ms. Nájera.
Aye.
Ms. Sanchez.
Aye.
Dr. Graham.
Aye.
Item 2.2, no action is required on this item, but it is for FD Local TASB Policy presenting for first reading and information only. Item 2.3, DIAB and FFDB Local TASB Policies are presented for first reading and approval.
Motion to approve?
Second?
Any questions, discussion? Call the question.
Mr. Uxer.
Aye.
Ms. Nájera.
Aye.
Ms. Sanchez.
Aye.
Dr. Graham.
Aye.
Section 3, Personnel. Item 3.1, discussion and action to approve full-time staff and faculty recruited in positions funded by the institutional budget.
Motion to approve?
There is a revision that was passed out for you all.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Call the question, please.
Mr. Uxer.
Any questions?
Question, yeah, just out of curiosity, we have, on there, Dr. Sor, we have two, Marco Fernandez and Nasser Hanam. I don't understand this temporary increase in responsibility. What does that mean?
Yeah, they are taking on more than their respective positions due to vacancies, Mr. Uxer. We have advertised, we have shifted from listing an actual salary to indicating that it's negotiable. In IT, we've had some challenges with regards to pulling in the personnel that we need. Mr. Fernandez and the other gentleman that you mentioned have agreed to take on these additional responsibilities, and we'll continue to move forward with trying to bring in the staff that we need.
Does this include this additional staff, so it has what negotiable salary increase, is that it?
On the new positions, when we advertise them with a salary that's negotiable versus actually setting a salary. As we showed, setting a salary prevented individuals from applying. Now we're at least getting the applications as we go forward, as we narrow down. Mr. Fernandez and his team have not either been satisfied with the caliber of the applicants, or once we get to the point, the salary that the institution provides has not been competitive, at least from the applicants.
The primary reason I ask is that we see this almost something similar to this almost every board meeting, and this is the first time I've seen that we've had an additional note. Temporary increase in response. Everything else is either extension of employment or replacement or competitive. So that brings it up. What does it mean, since it's the first time I've seen it?
Yeah, it is an additional stipend that they will receive in order to do the additional work.
Okay.
Any other questions? Call the question, please.
Mr. Uxer?
Aye.
Ms. Naheda? Aye. Ms. Sanchez?
Aye.
Dr. Graham?
Aye.
Item 3.2 is on the consent docket. Item 3.3, discussion and action on the reappointment of new tenured faculty, reappointment of continuing probationary faculty, and authorization for the president to enter into written employment contracts and contract addenda for the 2023-2024 academic year with tenured and probationary faculty members.
Move to approve?
Second.
Any discussion? Call the question, please.
Mr. Uxer?
Aye.
Ms. Naheda?
Aye.
Ms. Sanchez?
Aye.
Dr. Graham?
Aye.
Item 3.4, discussion and action on the reappointment of continuing regular classified staff, professional staff, and administrative staff, and authorization for the president to enter into written employment contracts effective September 1, 2023 with the listed employees.
Move to approve?
Second.
Any discussion? Call the question, please.
Mr. Uxer?
Aye.
Ms. Naheda?
Aye.
Ms. Sanchez?
Aye.
Dr. Graham?
Aye.
Item 3.5, discussion and action to authorize the president to employ part-time faculty and staff for the 2023-2024 fiscal year.
Motion to approve?
Second?
Any discussion? Call the question.
Mr. Uxer?
Aye.
Ms. Naheda?
Aye.
Ms. Sanchez?
Aye.
Dr. Graham?
Aye.
Okay. Item 3.6 is information items, resignations, and retirements. No action is required. Section 4, financial services. Item 4.1, discussion and action on the approval of a contract award to USI Southwest Incorporated for commercial property, automobile, general law enforcement, educators, legal, and umbrella liability, excess crime, cyber risk, and crisis management insurance in amount not to exceed $1,229,006.
Move to approve.
Second?
Any questions, discussion? Call the question, please.
Mr. Uxer?
Aye.
Ms. Naheda?
Aye.
Ms. Sanchez?
Aye.
Dr. Graham?
Aye.
Item 4.2, discussion and action on the approval of contracts with purchasing cooperative awarded vendors to provide copy paper for the instructional service centers and open computer labs for fiscal year 2023-2024 in an amount not to exceed $105,000 estimated annual aggregate amount.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Call the question.
Mr. Uxer?
Aye.
Ms. Nahida?
Aye.
Ms. Sanchez?
Aye.
Dr. Graham?
Aye.
Item 4.3, discussion and action on the acceptance of the 2023 certified appraisal roll with a net taxable value of property within the El Paso County Community College District. And I'm going to read this number very carefully. It is for $61,548,576,510.
I'll move to approve with one edit. In the back up on the certificate of order, which is on page 134, Ms. Nahida is listed as the secretary. I thought it was me, unless you all booted me out. Just kidding. It needs to be edited to me.
When we had elections,
Oh, did we already? Did you win?
in May,
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Sorry. Then I'm booting you out.
Oh, my.
I'm so sorry. Never mind. I didn't know that. Thank you. I need to update my bio then. Thank you. No, that's okay. I got it.
okay.
Any other questions, concerns?
We need a second.
Do we
Second.
have a second?
That's right. Good job.
Mr. Uxer?
Aye.
Ms. Nahida?
Aye.
Ms. Sanchez?
Aye.
Dr. Graham?
Aye.
Just one comment.
I believe that they would like me to actually read the order out loud. This
I
is,
think Mr. Uxer had a comment.
oh, we had a
Just out of all that, we're throwing big numbers, these are big dollar numbers. I think it would be beneficial for the next time, for you to actually contribute the estimate of the community college contribution to the economic benefit of the city. I mean, we're taking a lot of money in, we're by that, but what do we benefit, how does the community benefit economically from the college being here?
Will do.
Is that information that you include in the annual report?
We've done, Dr. Graham, we have done through TAC, through the Texas Association of Community Colleges, we have done an estimate of the impact of the community colleges, not just in our region, but statewide. We then moved forward, EPCC, with going further and conducting. This was approximately 8 years ago, so it's probably time to do a fresh one. At that time, Mr. Uxer, it's a great point. At that time, every dollar that was invested, the community return was $7, but we will update that.
okay. And the certificate of order is, be it ordered by the Board of Trustees of the El Paso County Community College District that the appraisal roll for the district for the 2023 tax year be accepted as approved by the 2023 Appraisal Review Board and certified by the Chief Appraiser as follows: the net taxable value of $61,548,576,510. And then on the order accepting the certified appraisal roll, whereas the Board of Trustees of said district desire that the appraisal roll for the district for the 2023 tax year be accepted and approved, be it ordered by the Board of Trustees of the El Paso Community College District that the appraisal roll for the district for the 2023 tax year be accepted and approved by the 2023 Appraisal Review Board and certified by the Chief Appraiser as follows, with a net taxable value of $61,548,576,510. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Our next item. Item 4.4, discussion and action on the adoption of the fiscal year 2023-2024 operating budget of 100, wait a second, I'm sorry. Is that right? Okay, I'm very sorry. I got my orders mixed up here. Discussion and action on the adoption of the fiscal year 2023-2024 operating budget of $158,154,190.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion, questions? Okay,
Mr. Uxer.
Aye.
Ms. Nahara.
Aye.
Ms. Sanchez.
Aye.
Dr. Graham.
aye.
Item 4.5, discussion and action on the adoption of the fiscal year 2023-2024 auxiliary fund budget.
Move to approve.
Second?
Any discussion? Call the question?
Mr. Uxer.
Aye.
Ms. Nahara.
Aye.
Ms. Sanchez.
Aye.
Dr. Graham.
Aye.
Okay. Item 4.6, discussion and action on the adoption of the fiscal year 2000, discussion and action on the adoption of the order and certificate of order setting the tax rate of $0.1157.17 per $100 valuation for fiscal year 2023-2024. There is also an order for this item, if you would like me to read that order before the approval.
Yes, please.
Be it ordered by the Board of Trustees of the El Paso County Community College District that the maintenance and operations tax rate for the district for the 2023 tax year be set and adopted in accordance with Chapter 26 of the Texas Tax Code entitled the Property Tax Code as follows. Operations tax rate, $0.115717 per $100 valuation, was duly introduced for the consideration of the said board and read in full. And on the order setting the tax rate, whereas the Board of Trustees of said district has received, accepted, and approved the certified appraisal roll for the 2023 tax year, and whereas the district has calculated those tax rates and made such other calculations as required by law, and whereas the Board of Trustees of said district wishes to adopt a tax rate, therefore be it ordered by the Board of Trustees of the El Paso County Community College District that the maintenance and operations tax rate for the district for the 2023 tax year be set and adopted in accordance with Chapter 26 of the Texas Tax Code entitled the Property Tax Code as follows. Operations tax rate of $0.115717 per $100 valuation for a total of $0.115717 per $100 valuation.
I have a comment.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Swat, I think it's important. When I see that, so many numbers, but what I do is I relate to my house as to how many thousands of dollars. And so I think if we keep thinking in terms that when people look at their tax rate, they can relate to $1,000, and this says our tax rate is less than 1.2 pennies per $1,000. So, I mean, to give the public a perspective of what taxes we're actually passing on as 1.2 pennies per thousand.
No, I think that's fair, Mr. Uxer. If you look at your respective tax bill, the college is approximately 4.5% of anyone's tax bill. We are by far the smallest taxing entity within El Paso County.
And how long have we been with not raising taxes?
Yeah, Dr. Graham, that's a great point. This would be the fifth year since the college has considered a tax increase. And beyond that, the college, to my recollection, had only touched taxes 4 times in the last 18 years.
But given the property values fluctuate year to year, some individuals may see an increase in their taxes. So yes, it's true that the college itself has maintained and has moved forward, at least with the no new revenue rate. But to say that there's an across-the-board no increase is not necessarily true because of the valuations on the homes. So just want to make sure that that's understood by the public as well.
Would you also comment on one of the major tax increase we have seen was required by Saks? Is one?
Yeah, that was in 2013. That's correct. That's when we moved forward with hiring 55 additional full-time faculty.
To meet accreditation standards.
That's correct. Yes, sir.
Now, we didn't want to, we had to.
Correct.
Any other comments, questions? Call the question, please.
There's not a motion.
We haven't had a motion
Oh,
yet.
sorry.
Do we need a motion? If we do, then move to approve.
Second.
Thank you. Mr. Uxer,
Aye.
Ms. Naheda,
Aye.
Ms. Sanchez,
Aye.
Dr. Graham.
Aye.
Item 4.7, discussion and action on the approval of an interlocal agreement with Dallas College to cooperate on the purchase of commonly used goods and services.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any questions? Call the question.
Mr. Uxer,
Aye.
Ms. Naheda,
Aye.
Ms. Sanchez,
Aye.
Dr. Graham.
Aye.
Item 4.8, discussion and action on the approval of an interlocal agreement with Lone Star College to cooperate on the purchase of commonly used goods and services.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any questions? Okay, call the question.
Mr. Uxer,
Aye.
Ms. Naheda,
Aye.
Ms. Sanchez,
Aye.
Dr. Graham.
Aye.
Section 5, physical facilities. Item 5.1, discussion and action on the approval of a contract award with Spartan Construction for the construction of a 1,000 square foot first-year experience center at the Northwest Campus in an amount not to exceed $701,569.
I have a question. How is this awarded? How is a contract like this awarded?
I'll ask, is Mr. Gallardo in the audience? Mr. Gallardo, can you brief the board on how we go through awarding this contract, please?
Sure. We issued a request for competitive sealed proposals, publicly advertised in the newspaper for 2 consecutive weeks, put it up on our website. We got a total of 3 offers, and they're listed here. And we award based on best value, which is based on a set of criteria that's outlined by the state and published in our solicitation.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a question. Was Spartan Construction, were they a sub-supplier or for any of the work we did when we did all the construction, the building construction, or are they totally new? I couldn't find it in our documentation.
Oh, you mean were they part of the master plan?
Yeah.
They were not.
So this is another one?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions?
Move to approve.
Second.
Call the question, Ms. Pam.
Mr. Uxer,
Aye.
Ms. Naheda,
Aye.
Ms. Sanchez,
Aye.
Dr. Graham.
Aye.
Item 5.2, discussion and action on the approval of expenditures with various vendors to purchase building materials, supplies, and/or services as needed for the district for fiscal year 2023-2024.
Move to approve.
Second.
Questions? No? Call the question, please.
Mr. Uxer,
Aye.
Ms. Naheda,
Aye.
Ms. Sanchez,
Aye.
Dr. Graham.
Aye.
Section 6, curriculum and instruction, item 6.1, discussion and action on the approval to purchase from GE Precision Healthcare Incorporated a Definium 646 HD and FlashPad HD 3543 in the amount of $272,053.
Move to approve with a question.
Second.
Question?
Okay, this is another expensive health item, right? Did we order enough? I mean, I know you're going to tell me that you did due diligence, but each time, is this going to meet all? I mean, there's the growing healthcare need, the growing everything else. Are you going to come back later and say, you know, the program is expanding, we need more? Should we be looking for more? Is this enough, or what's the anticipated need versus what we're funding?
Thank you, Mr. Uxer. That's a good question, of course. This will satisfy our needs for the foreseeable future. For those of you that may not know what this device is, it's a full-blown bed X-ray machine, state-of-the-art that's used in the majority of the healthcare centers, including hospitals in the region. And so this will complement the one we already have to give students more hands-on experience in radiology in the labs.
And this will be located at
Rio Grande.
Rio Grande, so all of these equipment, I mean, it makes sense at Rio Grande, but anybody that wants to work in this area, no matter where they are in the community, they're going to have to come to the Rio Grande campus for this particular class.
Correct, yeah. The only health program that we really have off of the Rio Grande campus is at Mission del Paso, our LVM program. VN, thank you.
Any other questions? Call the question, please.
Mr. Uxer?
Aye.
Ms. Naheda?
Aye.
Ms. Sanchez?
Aye.
Dr. Graham?
Aye.
Item 6.2, discussion and action on the approval to purchase from Magnum Precision Machines Incorporated a computerized numerical control CNC vertical machining center in the amount of $79,800.
Move to approve.
Second?
Any questions, concerns? Yes.
Mr. Smith, Dr. Smith, excuse me, out of all of this, this is part of a CTE program, right?
Correct, sir.
Are we adding additional capability to the CTE program, or is this enhancing the existing one?
So we've had CNC capabilities at the college previously. Our current CNC machine is not functional, and so this will be replacing it. And I would encourage you that once it's in place, I'm sure as an engineer you will really appreciate it, the 4+1 access machining for this particular piece of equipment. But it really enhances what we teach in the program.
And again, the same thing, because of the size and expense, it's only located at one particular location. That's the Technology Center out at Valle Verde, is that correct?
That's correct, the Advanced Technology Center.
Okay, so anybody that wants to do that, you know, where we have all these CTE programs, and we have people that want to get into them, but when, I don't know how we address it, Dr. Sada, but if people, you know, they're struggling, they're on Pell Grants, but yet we only have one place, and so they're good, they need to get in, but they lack the immediate resources. Is this one of the things that we then devote the $30 million, that student access fund?
Yeah, on the emergency.
To get people to keep the CTE programs going?
No, I think
Full
that,
load.
yeah, Mr. Uxer, I think that's a great point with regards to the emergency resource fund that the board is establishing. If a student has transportation issues, we can provide those resources to the students. We have the majority of our nursing and allied health programs at the Rio Grande campus. We have another set of technical programs at the Valle Verde campus. So those are our two specific hubs for those particular programs. We do have VN at Mission del Paso. Those are difficult programs to duplicate across the district, just given the cost of those programs.
So what do we do to maximize the exposure to somebody that wants to do machining that lives in the lower valley? And, you know.
No, I think that the commercials that the college has continued to produce, I want to give kudos to Dr. Moe and her team for producing those. I see them regularly, and so that's how we expose the students to them. Students then go to any of our respective locations or get online and look at our particular programs and can then identify where they are. We do have partnerships with Sun Metro, where they actually, we have stops on our respective campuses for them to be able to get there. And again, if students determine and come forward with, we have the El Paso Stay Strong Fund that we have within the college as well. Dr. Moe and her team administer those through the foundation. And then this, the Mackenzie Scott gift will allow us to establish an additional resource that will be able to help students as well.
Well, again, I'm not up to snuff on all that, but it seems to me that we want to, if we're not, we want to emphasize on enrollment that, hey, you know, we do have these programs that can get you there.
That's right.
Without spending the whole day and taking the picnic basket, you know.
Yes, sir.
Any other concerns, questions? Call the question.
Mr. Uxer?
Aye.
Ms. Naheda?
Aye.
Ms. Sanchez?
Aye.
Dr. Graham?
Aye.
Item 6.3, discussion and action on the acceptance of the Rise to the Challenge Bridge to Health and Bioinformatics grant from the National Institutes of Health in the amount of $264,380.
Move to approve.
Second.
Questions?
Dr. Graham and members of the board, I'd obviously like to ask Dr. Smith and to provide some information on this, and thank Dr. Alvarez for the great work that she has done leading our Rise to the Challenge Bridge program. Dr. Smith.
Thank you, Dr. Serrata. I looked back earlier, I didn't see Dr. Alvarez here. Has she come in? She has not. I'm sure she's busy interacting with students as she has for the last 25 years in managing these types of programs. So you've seen her name many, many times on board agendas. This is just the latest version, $1.3 million to facilitate health and bioinformatic transfers in doctoral students. She's done amazing work for a long, long time at the college. Our students have benefited from her mentorship and leadership in the form of not only advancing in their degrees here, but at other entities as well, UTEP and others. A large number of master's degree students and doctoral students have come out of her program, so kudos to her.
And I'd remind the board, a number of years ago at the ACCT conference, she was awarded the Faculty of the Year for the nation from community colleges.
Thank you, sir. Call the question.
Mr. Uxer?
Aye.
Ms. Naheda?
Aye.
Ms. Sanchez?
Aye.
Dr. Graham?
Aye.
Item 6.4, discussion and action on the acceptance of a grant from Ascend at the Aspen Institute in the amount of $75,000.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any questions?
Yes, can you tell me exactly what this grant will be used for?
Yeah, Dr. Smith will provide that response, and again, provide kudos to our team that has moved forward with receiving this grant from the Aspen Institute.
So first of all, I didn't see Lucia Rodriguez here. Has Lucia stepped in? But I know that Dr. Mitchell is here, so Lucia reports directly to Dr. Mitchell, so thank you for that work. This is a continuation of the Aspen grant. I think this is the second iteration that we've received this. And so the impetus of this is to focus on single parents, predominantly women, and their success at the institution. And really, it's the foundation of many of the family-friendly spaces that you're seeing throughout the district now, as well as some of the other services that we're trying to provide for single mothers or single fathers in the district to allow them to continue their education.
Any other comments, questions? Call the question, please.
Mr. Uxer?
Aye.
Ms. Naheda?
Aye.
Ms. Sanchez?
Aye.
Dr. Graham?
Aye.
Item 6.5, discussion and action on the approval to purchase furniture from Atmosphere Commercial Interiors for the upcoming Northwest First Year Experience Center in the amount of $105,374.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any questions?
Mr. Uxer?
Aye.
Ms. Naheda?
Aye.
Ms. Sanchez?
Aye.
Dr. Graham?
Aye.
Item 6.6, discussion and action to approve the renewal of the interlocal agreement between El Paso Community College and the El Paso Fire Department for use of the El Paso Fire Department Training Center in the amount of $40,000 per year for 3 years.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any questions, comments? Call the question, please.
Mr. Uxer?
Aye.
Ms. Naheda?
Aye.
Ms. Sanchez?
Aye.
Dr. Graham?
Aye.
Section 7, Student Services. Item 7.1, discussion and action on the approval of lease contracts with the Phoenix of El Paso for rental of apartments for the Intercollegiate Athletics Department in an amount not to exceed $85,000.
Move to approve.
Second.
The only comment I have is that we've already bought this 3 times, 10 times. Call the question, please.
Further, it's a shame that Judge Haggerty can't be here to comment.
This gets him all upset.
Mr. Uxer?
Mr. Uxer? Maybe.
Aye.
Ms. Nahara?
Aye.
Ms. Sanchez?
Aye.
Dr. Graham?
Aye.
Item 7.2, discussion and action on the approval of continuing education, CE, tuition rates for revised courses.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any questions?
Mr. Uxer?
Aye.
Ms. Nahara?
Aye.
Ms. Sanchez?
Aye.
Dr. Graham?
Aye.
Section 8, Community Services, there are none. Would the board like to go into executive session at this time?
Yes.
The Board of Trustees may conduct an executive or closed session pursuant to Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code for one or more of the following reasons: consultation with its attorney to seek or receive legal advice or consultation regarding pending or contemplated litigation or for any purpose authorized by law, discussion about the value or transfer of real property, discussion about a prospective gift or donation, consideration of specific personnel matters, discussion about security, personnel or devices, or discussion of certain economic development matters. The board may also announce it will go into executive session on any item listed on the agenda if the subject matter is permitted for a closed session by provisions of Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code. Any vote regarding these items shall be taken in open session. Item 1.3.1, discussion with legal counsel regarding lease negotiations with El Paso Electric for a substation at the college's Northwest campus pursuant to Section 551.072 of the Texas Government Code. Item 1.3.2, discussion with legal counsel regarding a professional services agreement for legal services pursuant to Section 551.071 of the Texas Government Code. Item 1.3.3, discussion with legal counsel regarding lease negotiations with Texas Tech University for the public television station pursuant to Section 551.072 of the Texas Government Code. Item 1.3.4, discussion with legal counsel regarding the TAPS bankruptcy matter pursuant to Section 551.071 of the Texas Government Code. The time is 5:52 p.m. and the board is now in executive session.
Okay, we are back from executive session, and we don't have any items, do we?
Move to adjourn?
You want to announce the next meeting? September
Our next
the
meeting will be
27th.
September the 27th, and that will be at 4:30 p.m.
Okay.
September 27th, 4:30.
Okay, adjourn.
You might not be here, but we'll be good.
All in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
Anybody against?